Mirandasya. Yananjana Shalaka Sakshurmitan Yanakasmai Shigaravinava. Chichitanyamano Stapitanyana. Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yuktabadakam Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sagana Ragunakam Sajivam Sadhaitam Sabadudam Parijana Saitam Krishna Shri Lalita Shri Vishaka Vindam Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Om Krishna Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Siddhartha Kanchana Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhan Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna. So let's continue from where we stopped yesterday. Before we continue, can quickly let us go through our notes. Let's remind ourselves what we discussed yesterday. Someone want to do that for us quickly? Okay.
Prabhu, we discussed passingly about the different yoga systems like the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and of course Bhakti Yoga. It was mentioned in chapter 46, chapter 6, verse 46 rather. So we were talking about the importance of the Bhakti Yoga or devotional service to the Lord, and that it is the most important goal for our lives. Also, we talked about the story of King Bharat, right? On his attachment to the deer, and even though he became a deer on his next life, he was isolated from society or from other people. And he was focused on his goal, which is to attain perfection, and also very strict about his practice and on his chanting too, in order to really, on his next life, be with Krishna or the kingdom of God. So, what else? So around verse 45, we talked about the importance of our study or the way that we are doing or learning the real knowledge. Now that if we start on this path, we will likely get to the goal or to Vrindavan. And so we shouldn't waver and we shouldn't be distracted nor deviate. We should focus on our path, on our learnings, and that's it.
Thank you very much. Then Erica, want to share something?
Prabhu, I think she covered everything.
When I hear that, means I don't have anything to share. It's simple. Okay. Okay, very nice. Thank you, Mother Nikki. Okay, so I will just start by summarizing, because today we're going to finish these two verses remaining. And I'm going to summarize the Bhagavad Gita. I was meditating on that. Before coming to the class. Yeah. So the Bhagavad Gita from chapter 1 to 6 talks about the living entity and how when the living entity perform activities outside the scripture, it leads to bondage. When they engage in activities within the regulative principle of the scripture, it's called karma kanda for sense gratification. We should discuss about that. Then with the living entity, who is the spirit soul, when he engages in activity free from the desire is called Nishkama Karma Yoga. And again, that is Nishkama Karma Yoga. Prabhupada naturally, in all the verses, Krishna and Prabhupada translated to mean devotional service. That is engaging in devotional service and giving the result to the Lord, not expecting the result from one sense gratification. That is Nishkama Karma Yoga. So that is also described, and also the Lord described about knowledge, who He is, why He comes to this world. Then He talks about the transcendental knowledge. When it's connected to Him, it becomes Jnana Yoga. And the Jnana Yoga leads to the perfection where one can see all the living entity on equal platforms. And that knowledge, if one perform activity with that knowledge, but giving up the result, that is called Karma Yoga action in Krishna consciousness. That's so Krishna emphasizes so much on knowledge. And then in chapter 6, Krishna started talking about engaging in meditation, which is called Dhyana Yoga. And all this thing is to attain the same goal, to attain the Supreme Personality of God. Karma Yoga action in Krishna consciousness, Krishna explained the conclusion in chapter 5. The goal is to attain the Supreme Lord, to see the Lord in the heart. The same thing also explained in chapter 6 when he talks about the mystic yoga system. The goal is for the living entity to attain the Supreme Lord in the heart, to see the Lord and become pure. So all in all, from chapter 1 to 6, Krishna talks about the living entity. There are 5 topics in Bhagavad Gita. The living entity, karma, time, living entity, karma, time, material nature, and Ishwara, God. So in chapter 1 to 6, Krishna is talking about karma and the living entity. So in chapter 7 to 12, he's going to talk about Ishwara. You see, we're going to talk about the Supreme Lord, the greatness of the Krishna, and how to attain Krishna. Then from 13 to 18, Krishna is going to talk about time, material nature. He's going to talk about these 2 topics. So this is Bhagavad Gita for you. So let's continue from where we stopped yesterday. We stopped at
646.
We're
so we are going to read
starting.
from the 6 to 6.
We're
Yes.
starting on 646.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Krishna, after talking about how a yogi, when he performs for a short time, the reward he gets, and when he performs for a long time, the reward he gets, and how one should try to always be a yogi, because to be a yogi, then ultimately one will attain perfection. So here Krishna is saying, tapasyo byo tiko yogi, jnana byo pi matodikaha, karma shadiko yogi, tasma yogi baba Arjuna. You see, so Krishna is telling Arjuna here that a yogi is greater than the ascetics, greater than the empiricists, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. So Krishna here in this one verse summarizes all what he has been discussing. He has talked about karma yoga, or karma kanda, fruitive work. He has talked about jnana, mental speculation, empiricist, ascetic, The meditational yoga is discussed, mystic yoga is discussed about. So Krishna is saying the yogi is greater than all these things he has talked about. So Arjuna, be a yogi. Okay? So what does it mean? That is why Bhagavad Gita is the best or the highest yoga book. What is the meaning of yogi? Yoga means come from the root word in Sanskrit, huge. Huge means to connect with the divine, to connect with the supreme. That is the meaning of huge. Yoga. That is where the word yoga came from. So yoga. So Krishna has been talking about Dhyana yoga, he has talking about Karma yoga, he has talking about Jnana yoga. So Krishna is telling Arjuna here, of all these yoga system, to be a devotee is the topmost, higher than that. Okay, Krishna is going to conclude that in the next verse. But meanwhile, let us read the purport here.
Okay, I'll read. Purport. When we speak of yoga, we refer to linking our consciousness with the Supreme Absolute Truth. Such a process is named differently by various practitioners in terms of the particular method adopted. When the linking process is predominantly in fruitive activities, it is called karma yoga. When it is predominantly empirical, it is called jnana yoga. And when it is predominantly in a devotional relationship with the Supreme Lord, it is called bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga, or Krishna consciousness, is the ultimate perfection of all yogas, as well as will be explained in the next verse. The Lord has confirmed herein the superiority of yoga, but he has not mentioned that it is better than Bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is full spiritual knowledge, and therefore nothing can excel it. Asceticism without self-knowledge is imperfect. Empiric knowledge without surrender to the Supreme Lord is also imperfect. And fruitive work without Krishna consciousness is a waste of time. Therefore, the most highly praised form of yoga performance mentioned here is Bhakti Yoga, and this is still more clearly explained in the next verse. Hare Krishna.
So Krishna, yeah, it's just trying, basically summarizing the whole all the thing he has been describing from the beginning. Krishna has talked about karma yoga, he has talked about jnana yoga, he has talked about this meditation that is described in chapter 6. And of all of them, here describing that bhakti yoga is the topmost devotion. And that is why this is what leads us to the chapter 7, because in chapter 7, Krishna is going to be talking about knowledge about himself and how to attain him. From 7 to 12, we're going to be talking about himself. How is everything? You see? Because that is the goal of life, Prayojana. So yeah, it's very important to take these notes. The next verse is going to conclude the yoga ladder. We have the yoga ladder. The yoga ladder is karma kanda when it's connected to the supreme, it becomes karma yoga. The fruitive activity when it's connected to the supreme, it's called karma yoga. Jnana kanda, cultivation of knowledge, when it's connected to the supreme, it becomes dhyana yoga. And then we have the dhyana yoga that Krishna explained in chapter 6. And in the end of this chapter 6, Krishna will now put bhakti to be the topmost of them all. So that way you have the yoga ladder, Karmakanda, then Jnana
Is he stuck?
He froze.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he's coming back.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, Prabhu,
Yes,
welcome back.
Prabhu.
Okay. But Ryan was trying to call me. Ryan Prabhu was trying to call me. That's why I was disconnected. Okay. So let's continue. Coming up for your this thing tomorrow. How many of us are ready?
No one is ready.
Not yet, Prabhu.
They are not ready now, miss. By tomorrow, nothing will happen.
By
That is not
tomorrow,
very-
we will be ready.
and the time is too short. I'm not sure. At least something should have been done today. Something. If you are going to be ready tomorrow, at least something will have been done today. If you have not gone through it at all, nah. It will be magical tomorrow for you to be ready. It will be highly magical. Because, like I was saying, unless we read it again and again and again, we cannot understand it. For you to understand a book, you have to read it at least 3 times. At least 3 times. You read it again and again and again. Then you start understanding that book. If you don't read it again and again, you cannot understand it. It just be knowledge will be scattered here and there. But when you read it at least 3 times, you get the whole understanding of it. So if you really want to really do something wonderful tomorrow, at least you should start tonight. At least just go through it, try to figure out the sketch, how it looks like, then again read it again, try to connect it, then try to connect it, and then again read it again to summarize it like that. That is the only way to get something wonderful done tomorrow. If not, in 3 minutes. Because 10 minutes will be too much for them. They'll say, Babu, I'm done. What? Just only 3 minutes. Okay. Okay, let's continue with the final verse, which is the conclusion. Okay. Yoginamapi Sarvesham. So anyone wants to learn any shloka, this is the shloka you should learn in chapter 6. Okay? 647. If you want to learn any shloka, this is the shloka you should learn. 647. Yoginamapi Sarvesham Madgatana Taratmana Shadavam Bhajate Yomam Same Yutatamo Mataha. Okay. So Krishna is saying here, and of all yogis, with great faith, who always abide in me, thinks of me, and remembers transcendental loving service, and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga, and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Like I say, whenever Krishna says, that is my opinion, Krishna's opinion is the highest. There's no opinion that is higher than Krishna's opinion. You see? So Krishna here is saying, that is my opinion. You should understand what it means. Okay. So it's a little bit, let us read the purport, then we'll talk more.
I read it, Prabhu.
Yes, please, go ahead.
The word bhajate is significant here. Bhajate has its root in the verb bhaj, which is used when there is need of service. The English word worship cannot be used in the same sense as bhaj. Worship means to adore or to show respect and honor to the worthy one. But service with love and faith is especially meant for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can avoid worshiping a respectable man or a demigod and may be called discourteous, but one cannot avoid serving the Supreme Lord without thoroughly being condemned. Every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus every living entity is intended to serve the Supreme Lord by his own constitution. Failing to do this, he falls down. The Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 5, Verse 3 confirms this as follows: Ya Esham Purusham Sakshat Atma Prabhavam Ishvaram Na Bhajantya Bhajananti Stanad Brashtaha Patantyadaha. Anyone who does not render service and neglects his duty unto the primeval Lord, who is the source of all living entities, will certainly fall down from his constitutional position. In this verse also, the word bhajante is used. Therefore, bhajante is applicable to the Supreme Lord only, whereas the word worship can be applied to demigods or to any other common living entity. The word abhajanante, used in this verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, is also found in the Bhagavad Gita. Abhajanante mam buddha. Only fools and rascals deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Such fools take it upon themselves to write commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita without an attitude of service to the Lord. Consequently, they cannot properly distinguish between the word bhajante and the word worship. The culmination of all kinds of yoga practices lies in bhakti yoga, and all other yogas are but means to come to the point of bhakti. And in bhakti yoga, yoga actually means bhakti yoga. All other yogas are progressions toward the destination of bhakti yoga. From the beginning of karma yoga to the end of bhakti yoga is a long way to self-realization. Karma yoga without fruitive results is the beginning of this path. When karma yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, the stage is called jnana yoga. When jnana yoga increases in meditation and the super soul by different physical processes and the mind is on him, it is called ashtanga yoga. And when one surpasses the ashtanga yoga and comes to the point of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, it is called bhakti yoga, the culmination. Factually, bhakti yoga is the ultimate goal, but to analyze bhakti yoga minutely, one has to understand these other yogas. The yogi who is progressive is therefore on the true path of eternal good fortune. One who sticks to a particular point and does not make further progress is called by that particular name. Karma yogi, jnana yogi or dhyana yogi, raja yogi, hatha yogi, etc. If one is fortunate enough to come to the point of bhakti yoga, it is to be understood that he has surpassed all other yogas. Therefore, to become Krishna conscious is the highest stage of yoga. Just as when we speak of Himalayan, we refer to the words highest mountains, of which the highest peak, Mount Everest, is considered to be the culmination. It is by the great fortune that one comes to Krishna consciousness in the path of Bhakti Yoga to become well situated according to the Vedic direction. The ideal yogi concentrates his attention on Krishna, who is called Shamasundara, who is as beautifully colored as a cloud, whose lotus-like face is as effulgent as the sun, whose dress is brilliant with jewels, and whose body is flower garlanded. Illuminating all sides is his gorgeous luster, which is called the Brahma Jyoti. He incarnates in different forms such as Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he descends like human being as the son of Mother Yashoda, and he is known as Krishna, Govinda, and Vasudeva. He is the perfect child, husband, friend, and master, and he is full with all opulences and transcendental qualities. If one remains fully conscious of these features of the Lord, he is called the highest yogi. The stage of the highest perfection in yoga can be attained only by bhakti yoga, as confirmed in all Vedic literature. Yasya deve parabhaktir yata deve tata gura tasyaiti katita hyartaha pakashanti mahatmanaha. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. Shruta Sutara Upanishad, chapter 6, verse 23. Bhakterasya bhajanam tad iha mutrupadi nai rasye na mushmin manakalpanam etad eva naiskarmyam. Bhakti means devotional service to the Lord, which is free from desire for material profit, either in this life or in the next. Devoid of such inclinations, one should absorb in the mind in the Supreme. That is the purpose of Naishkarmya. Gopalatapani Upanishad chapter 1 verse 15. These are some of the means for performance of bhakti or Krishna consciousness, the highest perfectional stage of the yoga system. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purports of the 6th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of Dhyana Yoga. Hare Krishna.
So in this podcast, Prabhupada explained the yoga ladder. How have we seen it? Who can explain to me the yoga ladder that's explained by Srila Prabhupada? Let's see how many people follow it. Please explain the yoga ladder. Many of us following the purports.
Come again, Prabhu. What is the question?
I say someone should explain to me the yoga ladder as explained. It's like by Krishna Prabhupada in the purports. And I'm asking how many of us following the purports? Somebody should explain to me the yoga ladder as being explained by Srila Prabhupada. I want us to be very active. Not just we are coming to count numbers. Let us be active. Let us speak. Not that, oh, I'm there. No. Let us be active. Yes, Pabuji, go ahead.
As explained earlier, so this ladder is a gateway to Bhakti Yoga, a gradual staircase to Bhakti Yoga. So I would just want to repeat if the Karma Yoga is for to the stage of renunciation and also what do you call that? And the fruitive results, correct? And then a stage to go into Jnana Yoga. So it's in controlling the mind, I guess, and then goes to
I want to explain this. How is there a purpose? If possible, you can read the purpose if possible. Then you explain it. I want it as it's written in the purport. It's there very clearly.
Okay.
You've seen it.
I seen it, Prabhu.
Read it and explain it to us.
So, Srila Prabhupada here, based on the purport, he was explaining the process or the progression of the process towards the destination to Bhakti Yoga. So the first one is going to be Karma Yoga. So that is without fruitive results and is the beginning of this path. And then after Karma Yoga, once it increases and the knowledge of, and you gain knowledge and renunciation, you go to the next stage, which is Jnana Yoga. And once you finish Jnana Yoga and you increase on this path, and then you increases on the meditation of the super soul, and then you increase your, and the super soul by different physical processes and your mind, then you get to Ashtanga Yoga. And once you gain that path of Ashtanga Yoga, that is almost the last part into reaching Bhakti Yoga, which comes as the which comes to point of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or the culmination, which is the goal in life, Bhakti Yoga. So that's
Proper use one analogy in the purport to compare to Bhakti Yoga. And somebody tell us.
Is it the mountains, Prabhu, like Himalayan is?
You are asking me.
That was the analogy. Bhakti Yoga is the highest.
There is one general saying in my country, in Nigeria. They say the Africans, they are so funny people. They answer questions with questions. You see, somebody is asking you a question, then you're asking the person the question to answer the question. So this is very common in my country, I don't know about here. So, but that is what Niharika Mataki she's just trying to do now. You see, you know, I'm asking you a question, so you answer. What analogy Papa used in the purport?
Yeah, the analogy is that one, the Himalayan mountain. So it is the highest mountain of the world. The same goes with Bhakti Yoga. It is the highest yoga that one can achieve in this life. The same goes with the Mount Everest. Is the highest peak in the world. So the same goes for Bhakti Yoga. That is the analogy that Srila Prabhupada used.
Very good. Thank you very much. Now you answer my question. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So that's the analogy Prabhupada used. You know, because Himalayas is the highest mountain in the world. But the peak of Himalayas is Everest, Mount Everest. Is the peak. Himalaya is very big. It's a very big range of mountain. It covers from India to Nepal. Actually, the peak of that Nepal is in the peak of that Himalayas is in Nepal. The peak that is Everest. I remember one time I went to Nepal, very long time ago, and after entering the country, I could not come out again because some of the mountain was falling on the road. They were falling. So people who came in that time, they can't go out again. You know, it was very funny situation actually. You just see sometimes the mountains were peeling, falling on the road. So like that. So it's a very, very big mountain. From Haridwar, it goes to Nepal, it goes to all those places. It's very big. So, and Krishna mentioned Bhagavad Gita for the mountain, it is Himalayas. Right? Himalaya represents Krishna. So, but similarly, like Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, the word Bhajanti, Bhakti, Bhajanti, can only use for Krishna, means devotion. Worship can be used for any other person, for the demigod, for human being. But when it comes to Bhakti, devotion, that word Bhajanti can only be used for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it shows how Bhakti is the topmost process. The Bhakti process actually, it looks so simple, but it's not simple. See, Bhakti is simple. The way to say it is that Bhakti is simple but not easy. I don't know how many of you got that point. Bhakti is simple but not easy. Can you imagine something that can be simple but not easy? You see? Very simple but not easy. Yes, Prabhuji, your hand is up. Want to tell us something?
It's simple. Actually, it's really simple because life is meant to be simple
You say
on
what?
earth.
You say what?
Worshipping, it's just that. I mean, back in the days, it was simple, like simple living. It was created as not use like everything is provided on earth. But because people are complicated, they want to have comforts and they have their own way of plan in life. So it becomes complicated and it becomes difficult to practice simplicity.
Very nice. But still, it's not that it's difficult because the promises are still there. Just that people don't want to stay there again. Everybody wants to come to Metro Manila. You see, the promises are still there. See, people are in the province, they are still living their simple life. Just that the city people, they make the life so. The government, they are not making life so simple in the city. So everybody want to come to the city. Let's say, for example, the government are making life very simple in the province, in the provinces. People will not come to the city. They will just be okay. They're working there, do whatever they can do, farming, and they will be happy. But everybody wants to come to the city because Like the government are making life difficult in the province. See, that is the challenge. So Bhakti, like I said, is simple but not easy. You know, when you have to wake up every morning for Magalati for 1 year without fail, then you understand that it's not easy. Okay? Or you have to chant your round, 16 rounds every day for 1 year without fail. Then you know it's not easy, even though it's simple, but it's not easy. See? So Bhakti is simple, but not easy. Prabhupada say sublime. It's a sublime process. You know, it's a very transcendental process. So, but it's the topmost. And yes, you want to ask question or you want to say something? Yes.
So that means it's very like you were saying, it's easy, but to remain that practice for a long time is not easy.
Yeah, that is the challenge. That is the challenge is to practice for a long time. To practice for a long time. Then, because unless you do it for a long time, you cannot attain the fruit. Like Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, ya mamcha yo vibyachari na bhakti yogena sevate saguna samatya itam brahma bhuyaya karpate. If you worship me unfailingly in all circumstances, then you become transcendental. See? So the challenge is to work, to be there unfailingly in all circumstances. That is the challenge. Okay.
I want to add something, Prabhu, with
Please go
regards
ahead.
to it's difficult and it's easy at the same time. I remember one devotee told me that I'm not sure if it's quoting Prabhupada, but it's devotional service or bhakti yoga is actually simple for the simple, but it's difficult for the difficult. So I understand that, like what you have mentioned earlier, with regards to the farmers, their life, we can tell that they're living very simply. So it's easier for them to live simply. But for city folks like me, it's really hard. I don't want to live simple. I want comfort like this. So it's something like that. So it's simple for the simple, and it's difficult for the ones who thinks it's difficult.
Yeah, generally we are all difficult. People like difficult things. Many of us we are very difficult. You know, like that's what Prabhupada said one time in one of his lecture. He said, because we are telling people to sit down and chant Hare Krishna, see, they don't want to chant. But if you tell them to press their nose like this, to put their head like this, and put their leg like this, you see them, they want to do this. You see? So that is what you are saying. Simple for the simple and difficult for the difficult, you know? But people generally, they like difficulties. When you give people things very simple, is that all? People are very complicated. They just want something more, you know? That is the challenge. So just simple of chanting Hare Krishna mantra every day, we can attain perfection. But the challenge is, are you going to chant it every day? That is it. That is the challenge. Can we chant every day? Come rain, raining, come sunshine, winter, can you chant every day without no fail for a long time? That is the challenge. So Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga, and is the, like it's mentioned, it says Sabam Pumsha Paroda Moyato Bhakti Yado Shaje. Ahituki Aprati Yata Yatma Suprasidati. The supreme occupation for all living entity is to engage in devotional service. It's our natural nature. We have our unnatural nature and we have our natural nature. Bhakti, devotion to God, is our natural nature, is the natural nature of the soul. It's called in Bhakti, devotion to God is the intrinsic part of the soul. Just like liquidity is the natural nature of water. When water comes to that natural nature for water, due to conditions, due to its environmental situation, That water, when it's put in a very, comfortable environment, it go back to its natural nature. So similarly, our natural nature is to serve God. That is our natural nature. But sometimes, because of our association with Maya or matter, we forget this our natural nature. Then we want to gratify our senses. We want to enjoy our senses. That's why he says, Savai pumsha paroda moyato bhakti adoshaji aituki ya pratiyata yatma suprasidati. So if we want to be happy, we have to engage in that bhakti. How? Aituki apratiyati. Aituki means costless devotional service. Aprati yata means unmotivated, uninterrupted. Like we say, the devotion must be unmotivated and uninterrupted. Just imagine something that is unmotivated and uninterrupted. See the adjectives used, unmotivated, uninterrupted. You see, how can something be unmotivated, uninterrupted? Not easy for human beings. You see, because when it's not motivated, then we don't want to continue. But that is bhakti. Bhakti has to be unmotivated, uninterrupted. You see, ayam bila sutam sunya gyana karmadi anavritam alukuyena krishna no shenana bhakti utama. What is bhakti? Bhakti means ayam bila sitam sunyam. Material desire is finished, zero. Ayam bila sitam sunyam. Gyana karmadi anavritam. There's no gyan, there's no karma. Karma kanda, jnana kanda, finish, and others. Alukuyena Krishna no Shanana Bhakti Uttama. We have to perform the devotion favorable to Krishna, must be pleasing to Krishna. That is bhakti. Not as I want, not the way I want. Now we are all performing bhakti based on how we want it. Until we start doing bhakti based on how Krishna wants it, that is pure devotion. So we have to gradually come to that level of pure devotion. Sarvopadi vinemukta tat paratina nirmana rishikena rishikesha sevana bhakti uchate. All these verses are describing bhakti. Sevana bhakti uchate. Sarvopadi vinemukta. When we give up all designations, I am this, I am Filipino, I am American, I'm this, I'm that, I'm African, I'm this, I'm that, I'm from here, I'm Indian, I'm those, that. I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, I'm a businessman. Sarvopadi Vinimukta. All designation must be given up. Sarvopadi, upadis. Sarva means all. Sarvopadi. Vinimukta. Vinimukta means giving up all. Sarvopadi Vinimukta. Tatparatina nirimanam. We have to engage in devotional service purely. How? Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanabak. Engaging our senses in the service of the master of the senses. That is called bhakti, pure devotional service. So this is pure devotional service, as been described by Srila Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotional Service. You see, because unless we engage in pure devotional service, we cannot attract the mind of Krishna. We cannot understand Krishna. You see, we cannot understand Krishna. We cannot attract his mind. We can only attract Krishna only by bhakti. That is the only way to attract Krishna's mind. Nothing else can attract Krishna. You see? And he mentioned in the other verse, he say, what is that verse again? He say, Soyam Vivas Puratia Da. Forgotten the beginning of the verse where it was describing that one cannot understand Krishna with our blood material senses. You see, only when Krishna himself is pleased with us, he reveals himself. How? When we purify our senses by engaging our tongue. When we engage our tongue or service, when we engage in devotional service, starting from our tongue, this particular verse is clashing in my head now, you know.
Is that Bhagavad Gita verse, Prabhu, or Bhagavatam?
No, it's not. It's from Nectar of Devotion, actually.
Nectar.
So it's saying that What is the beginning of that line again? Jivo muke isiwo jivado soyame baspuratiada. Atashi Krishna namadi namba begraya mindre. Atashi Krishna namadi namba begraya mindre. Sevo muke jivado soyame baspuratiada. So Atashi Krishna namadi, everything that is connected to Krishna, his name, his form, his pastime, his guna, his qualities. Atashi Krishna namadi. Not a vengrayam indriya. We cannot understand with our blunt material senses. Sevo muke ijiwado. But by engaging our senses in the service of Krishna, starting from the tongue, sevo muke, service, sevo muke, with our tongue, jiwado, swayam vivaspratya. Krishna revealed himself to. So when we engage in the pure devotional service to Krishna, then Krishna revealed himself to us. That is the only way. So only Krishna can attract, only devotional service can attract Krishna. And nothing in this world causes their devotion. Only bhakti. Bhakti is costless. That is why you say bhakti itself produces bhakti. Bhakti produces bhakti. Nothing else. Not dhyan, not karma. So bhakti is pure. So only by pure bhakti we can attract the attention of Krishna. That is why in the beginning of Nectar of Devotion, you see, it is mentioned there, when you start engaging in pure bhakti, there are 5 things that happens in your life. Number 1 is kleshagni, shubhada, second one. Kleshagni means all material miseries will be gone. Then shubhada means your life become auspicious just by engaging in pure devotional service to Krishna. The beginning, kleshagni, material miseries finish, shubhada. Or, then the other one is even you won't derive the transcendental pleasure of merging to Brahma. If one start engaging in pure devotional service. And the other one is that Krishna is really achieved. That is only Srimati Radharani can attract Krishna. That's why Srimati Radharani is considered Madana Mohanam Mohini. So only by the mercy of Srimati Radharani, because only Srimati Radharani can attract Krishna, and Srimati Radharani is Bhakti personified. So she is costless. Nothing causes Bhakti. Bhakti itself is costless. Only Bhakti produces Bhakti. And that is why pure devotional service is what attracts the minds of Krishna. That is the personality of Srimati Radharani. That is why Srimati Radharani, Krishna is always attracted to Srimati Radharani because she is the personification of pure bhakti, pure. You see? So that is why only by pure bhakti we can attract the attention of Krishna. So that is why in this final verse, Krishna is describing about the glories of devotional service as the topmost of all the yoga system. Bhakti is the topmost. So therefore, Arjuna, you should be a Bhakti yogi. You see? Any question, comment, then? Or are you preparing for your tomorrow section? Who have gone through just one run of reading the book? Just going through it. Nobody. That's all right.
Prabhu, earlier,
but I did not finish it.
Prabhu,
Okay.
also me, I tried like reading just the verses of chapter 4, but I wasn't able to finish it. Because I saw your Guru Maharaj was in Taipei, so I also listened to his lecture. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. You saw my what?
He's in Taipei right now, in Taiwan. He's giving lecture about prayers by Queen Kunti.
Okay.
So my mind got diverted to that because I was just thinking, because if Maharaj is already in Taiwan, Philippines is just 2 hours away. So yeah,
Which
sorry.
Maharaj is that? Which Maharaj is that?
This is Kabi Chandra Maharaj.
Oh, my Guru Maharaj.
Your
Oh,
Guru
so,
Maharaj, yes.
okay. Oh, Haribo. Yeah, I wish you can come to Manila, you know.
Yes, there will be a chance because you're already here.
No, you people have to invite him. My Guru Maharaj, I
Yeah,
cannot.
we need to. We all should invite him so he can come.
I don't have power to I don't have power to invite him. Okay, so any question?
I have a quick question, Prabhu, because we were discussing about Bhakti Yoga, that
Yeah.
this is the only thing that attracts Krishna, and Srimati Radharani is the personification of Bhakti. So I was just thinking, because there's some instances that Krishna has his like special mercy to devotees. Can that I was just thinking, can that be also applied to everyone? Like for me, example, I was just thinking, uh if I have done so many things in the past, sinful activities, but if I did like something, something that might like I don't know, something I did with regards to me performing something special or extra for Krishna, will that like nullify all my, or how does it work? can you
Ah,
can you tell me? Yes.
maybe you can come again in the question so that I can get. I'm trying to get it, but I want you to repeat it so that I will not speculate.
Yeah, I was just thinking, because you mentioned earlier about bhakti. So I was just thinking, what if someone like he did some sinful activities in the past, right? But
Okay.
right now he's on the path of devotional service, but we know that it's really hard to practice. So there's some pitfalls, some fall downs, accidental fall downs, but still on the path. What if that devotee, like, did something like, um I'm not sure how to explain it. Like, maybe offered something that is very pleasing to
Ah,
Krishna. So was that enough to like get the special mercy of Krishna and nullify all these past activities, or how does it work? How does it go?
yeah, it's very like what you say. That is one thing about bhakti. See, if we perform one bhakti so purely, it's enough to deliver us. You see, if we engage in devotional service just one purely, it's enough to, just like it is mentioned in Garuda Purana, just by chanting one Krishna's name pure, it's enough to nullify even the sin that you have not comprehended of. So whatever our sinful activity may be, is nothing compared to the power of devotion. Our simple activities is insignificant in the eyes of the devotional service. You know, Krishna can just kick it like this. But one thing about this simple activity is that, like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered Jagannath Mandai, so immediately he delivered Jagannath Mandai, all devotees saw that the golden Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately turned black. So as they saw him, he said, "You see, I've taken all the sin of Jagannath Mandai. You see me? Yes." So he told the devotee to start the kirtan, and they started dancing. And Chaitanya Prabhu said, "Now all the sin of Jagannath Mandai has gone to the body of those who are blaspheming Vaishnavas." And he told Jagannath Mandai, now your sin is gone. Don't go back to them again. But if you go back to them again, I will remember all of them and I will punish you for all." So that is one thing about sinful activities. So once we have realized that, okay, Krishna, I've done something wrong in my past. Now, please, I'm seriously engaging in your devotional service. Please don't punish me for the things I've done in the past. Or don't let, like the prayers of Sri Upanishad, don't let my sinful activity in the past be an obstacle in my path of my devotional service or surrendering to you. So after we have done that, we should not go back to our past. like behavior like that, then all those sinful activity will not affect us. Because one thing, most important thing in devotional service is to just be sincere and remain in devotional service for the rest of our life. Because if we were sincere and we remain in devotional service for the rest of our life, whatever sin that may be remaining at the end of our life will be borne off. Because at that time you see, at the end, when the death faces you get so many realizations that you find it very difficult to get to realize in 60 years, 70 years. When you are in the front of death, all the realization, everything will be done on you. Nobody will force you. You will surrender by force. All those things you have been hearing from the scripture, they will just come to your face. You will know, oh, nobody can really save me in this life. Nobody can help me. Sometimes I've seen, and I'm still thinking about it. Sometimes when we are in the most difficult time, we look here to look for help from people. You see at the end of the day that actually in this life we are alone and nobody can help us. There are sometimes we just be alone. Nobody can really help us. We need help, but nobody can really help you. You see? Because then you will realize that actually we are alone in this world. You see? So at the end of when we are facing death, this will be more done on us. This will be very more clear that actually nobody can help us. Because nobody will want to die with you. Nobody will die with you. People will be sympathizing with you, but nobody will go with you. You're just alone. Then at that time, it will be done on you that, Krishna, you are the only one who will be there for me. I surrender to you. You see? So in that way, you become purified by force. By force, you become purified. Nobody will tell you. Then you will chant the holy name purely at that time. Krishna, Krishna, you're the only one. Nobody. I'm with you. Please take me with you, like that. So this life is like that. We came here alone. We're going to live here alone. So that is why we should just get encouragement from others to be serious. But in the long run, nobody will help us. We are alone with our devotion. You see? So we get inspiration from others, but at the end of the day, we should not get discouraged by them because we're alone. So that is it. So Krishna consciousness is so powerful that it can nullify any of our sinful reactions. So we should not worry about our sins because our sins is nothing compared to anything in the front of Krishna. Most important thing is, can we surrender? Because once you surrender, all your sin will be gone. That's what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharma parijaja mame kam charana braja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. Aham tvam sarva. All your sin. It didn't say few. You see, if you surrender unto me, I will take care of all your sins. Masucha. Because you know that we'll be scared, we'll be feared, we'll be worried. Krishna say, Masucha. Hey, Masucha, Masucha. That is Sanskrit word. Masucha, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Don't worry. You just surrender to me. But the problem is that, can we surrender? That is the question we should ask ourselves. Are we ready to surrender? But we are sure that at the time of death, we'll be surrendered. That one is 100% sure. That is why we should just remain devotional service, whether we like it or not. when we are in the face of death, we will naturally surrender, you see. But the point is that the main thing is that, are we going to be in devotional service for the rest of our life? Some of us may not get that opportunity. Some of us may not get that chance. Some of us will get, you see. So that is why we should pray to Krishna, please, no matter what happens, keep me in your devotional service for the rest of my life, you see. Because
Yes.
not everybody will get that opportunity.
So it's like having like you don't have any other choice. It's
You
the only
see?
option we have.
Yes. You see, that is why the old people, they naturally become pure. Many of them, you see, they naturally become very pure because they have realized there's nothing. The body is worrying them, giving them so much pain, Oh, today is back, today is a leg, that tomorrow is head. So much realization. They just surrender to Krishna. Krishna, please save me from all this pain. I surrender to you. You see? So old age, I was telling one, we went to one Indian man's house, very old man. So he was telling me, see, old age is very painful. I say, sir, old age is a present, is a gift from God. Because naturally you become self-realized. Say, yes, you are right. You see? So it's not everybody gets old. But when you become old, naturally you become self-realized. You know, nobody will push you. Your body will be telling on you, you know, like that. So
Yes,
thank
but nobody wants to get told. But we have to.
you. If you become old and your mind is very sharp to meditate on God, that is the greatest blessing you can get in life. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, the king.
Shy.
Stop here. So please take it serious. Your summary tomorrow is your day. I will not speak anything. I will just start the platform, then you start speaking. So please, let's prepare for tomorrow. Mother Cynthia, Hare Krishna, are you at home or you are in the temple?
Hare Krishna, yes, I'm here at the temple.
Oh, in the temple, okay. Hare Krishna Mata. Yesterday, I share assignment for devotees to summarize each chapter of Bhagavad Gita, but you were not here yesterday. So no problem. Tomorrow you can just come and listen, okay?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. And you
Oh,
understand,
yeah, walang problema. Sige.
no problem.
Okay, maraming salamat po. Hare Krishna.
I was actually also was messaging. We were talking in chat in Facebook chat. With I'm speaking with Prabhu Ryan earlier. The reason that why he called you, he said that he cannot log in or he cannot use the link somehow. They're having trouble using username or password.
You should have sent him the link. He will have copied it from this here and got and sent to him.
Yes, I did send him, but he said that they're having trouble. But
No, it's
I
okay. It's okay. Today, only today. Tomorrow they will join us.
yes.
Or they can watch it on YouTube. No problem. Okay, Prabhu, thank you very much. So we have to go now. It's already past 9 so that the devotee can get ready to play. Hare Krishna. Panchakapatarubhesha,
Panchakapatarabhisha,
Payitanam Prabhanevi Vaishnava. Hare Krishna. So,
Before we leave, one quick picture of everyone.
okay, quick picture.
Oh,
Hare
Prabhu
Krishna.
Pitamber is no longer here.
Yeah, he's already gone. Yeah.
Okay, everyone, look at your cameras. Big smile. Hare
Hare
Krishna. 1, 2, 3.
Here you go, Haribo.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu Kavi. Thank you,
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
see
See
you
you all. Good
tomorrow.
night.
Please, if you come early. Come early tomorrow, please.
Thank you,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry. 1 minute. Don't
Sure.
go. We must read this before we go. Let's read PowerPoint 47. Who wants to read it?
I can read, Prabhu.
Yeah, read it. We find out on 47.
47, okay. When we speak of worship, there is motive. But when we speak of service, there is no motive. Service is love. Just as a mother renders service to her child without any motive, it is love only. Everything can neglect the child. The mother cannot because of her love for her child. Wow. Should I continue, Prabhu?
Yeah, it's continuing.
Okay. Where was I? Similarly, Baj, the two. Where there is service, there is no motive. That is the perfection of Krishna consciousness. We have the example of a staircase. You have to go to the highest floor, which is, say, the 100th. Perhaps someone is on the 50th floor, someone is on the 30th floor, someone is on the 80th floor. If by reaching one of these levels, a person thinks this is it, I have arrived, then he is not progressing. One must finish the course. That is the highest platform of yoga. The whole staircase can be called a yoga system, the connecting link. Don't be satisfied by keeping yourself on the 50th floor or 80th floor. Go to the highest level, the 100th floor. That is Bhakti Yoga. Now, if somebody is given the chance of taking the elevator instead of climbing the stairs, within a second, he comes to the top. So if somebody says, why should I take advantage of the elevator? I shall climb step by step. That's fine. But there is a better way. If you take this Bhakti Yoga, immediately you take the elevator, and within a second, you are on the 100th floor. This is the process, a direct process. You can go step by step, following all other yoga systems, or you can go directly and speedily. Lord Chaitanya has taught that in this age, people are very short-lived. They are disturbed. They are full of anxiety, and therefore, by His grace, by His causeless mercy, He is giving you the lift to come immediately to the Bhakti Yoga by chanting Hare Krishna. Wow.
Hare
Beautiful.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. So
Jai.
let us go meditate on that. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.